Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Living and Becoming Fierce Female Entrepreneurs. And I am excited about our episode 28 today. So grab some paper and a pen, and I'll be right back. And thank you for tuning in today. Our mission is to equip and empower you to dig in and soar higher, doing the things that you love. So get ready to live life fully. All right, are you ready to get started? Today's topic is It All Starts with the Breath. And our special guest today is Joann Moore. And Joann is a life coach, and she's also a member in our Facebook group, Entrepreneurs in the Making. And I am so happy that she volunteered to share with us today. And she is going to share with us some tools that we can put in our toolkit as we are going through these difficult times. She's going to share with us some benefits and show us how to breathe through it and how to be more mindful. And I hope you enjoy my conversation with Joann. Also, we're going to talk vision boards. What is it and why you need one? I hope you enjoy episode 28. It looks nice. Look at us, 20.
That's too funny. Sweater I couldn't find the sweater I was looking for, so this is what I've worn this in a while. I'm gonna wear this.
Oh my God, we didn't even discuss it. I should have said wear purple and black.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love it.
I know, I love it. How are you doing? And how's your family doing during this pandemic?
Actually, everything's pretty good. I don't have any kids to worry about, so that's kind of a bonus for me. I know a lot of people have to worry about kids in school and what have you, and I guess I'm a little lucky on that side, but the rest of the family's doing pretty good, and my mom is safe and sequestered, in a manner of speaking, in a home up north, so she's safe.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, well, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your career, and how did you start your coaching career?
Well, like everybody else, COVID hit us hard. I used to run a restaurant and we were at it for almost 20 years. And when COVID hit, our sales went from 100% to 25%. And unfortunately, the hydro bill didn't change and the gas bill didn't change. Like, all those things happened. And since a lot of our customers were seniors, they were actually afraid to leave their house out for a few months, right? Because of all the hoopla and the over. I think in the beginning it was a little overkill, but personal opinions notwithstanding. Um, so we just decided that maybe it's time, and then my husband got a job offer and he took it, and then we got an offer on the property, which was an extra bonus. So we're like, okay, well, we'll take that. And being a restaurant owner in a small town, you do coaching whether you realize you're doing coaching or not. So as I was looking for another career, that something popped up on my screen, so I followed all the fun stuff. And as I went through the course, my lovely certificates behind me. um, as I went through the course, I realized that I hadn't indeed been coaching my entire life, like my customers and all that fun stuff. So it seemed to be like a natural progression.
Okay, so our topic today is It All Starts with a Breath. And we
Yep.
are going to discuss the importance and the purpose of mindful breathing.
Yes.
So tell us, your certificate is in.
My certificate is actually in life coaching, and it's just basic life coaching. I'm going for my AC accreditation as we speak, and um, but I chose to go with I'm calling it breath play now, actually, instead of breath work, because
Okay.
I find that too many people are tired of working. And well, it's one of those things, you know, when you speak to people, they have to work for a living, they have to work with their kids, they have to work with their family, they have to work for this, they have to work for that, they got to work for that. So when you mention breath work, they're like, oh, more stuff, I don't want to do this.
Yes, yes.
And then right? And
Yeah.
so, and then you bring in mindfulness, and they're like, nope, been there, done that, don't want to do that. And I'm like, no, no, no. We're talking a different routine. The way I show people how to create mindfulness in their life, it's an entirely different concept than everything you've ever seen. And when you put the two of them together, it brings in such a sense of calm. One of the reasons I started with the breath work to begin with was because running the restaurant, you can't take 20 minutes out of the middle of the day to go meditate because you're freaking out. I
Mhm.
was having allergic reactions to the medication I was taking. Um, and in spite of the fact that I'd mentioned this to the doctors, they weren't really giving me a lot of options. So I just kind of had to work with what I had. I went on an exhaustive search trying to figure out something that would work. So that brought me through the breath work, that took me through the meditation, it took me through the mindfulness. And I'm like, this is not working. I'm running a restaurant. I can't stop in the middle of the day to take a 20-minute meditation, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Side note on meditation, if you're freaking out, don't go meditate. Because if you're freaking out, you take that with you when you go to meditate. So before you go to meditate, if you're freaking out, take a walk or do some breath play. Yeah.
Okay. So what is
Uh,
mindfulness? Like, just explain to people who doesn't know.
Well, what they teach you in a lot of the mindfulness courses are great if that's what you want to get into. They do a really in-depth study on how you pay attention to everything that's going on around you, and you know you kind of how do I say this? You notice everything, and then you work it into what you're doing. The way I teach mindfulness is something as simple as, well, let me grab my mug here. When you're pouring yourself a cup of tea, you
Mhm.
grab your teacup, hold your teacup. How does it feel?
Mm.
Right? Is there texture on it? And then when you're pouring the water into your teacup, watch the steam rise. You take that and it really, how long does it take you to make a cup of tea? 2 minutes, 3 minutes at the outside?
Right.
But you focus every moment of attention on making that tea, and it brings you back to center, and all of a sudden you're breathing normally, you're being calm. And you can do that with a glass of water, you can do it making toast, you can pretty much anywhere you want, because it's a centered movement, and it's just for a few minutes, and often 1 or 2 minutes is all you need. um, Most people, when they're freaking out, and I'm having suffered from anxiety, um, as when you're in the moment, you feel like it's going to last forever. It's
Yes.
just, but if you allow it to be there and sit with it, believe it or not, most of it passes in 30 seconds to a minute. Often within 2 minutes, it passes.
Yes.
This is
So,
where I took the breath work and the mindfulness, and I combined them together. And I did, I started playing with my breath instead of working with my breath.
oh,
So do
okay.
you remember all the things you used to do when you were a kid? All the noises you used to make. You're outside, you're playing around, you're moving your car, you're moving your stuffed animal, you're doing whatever you're doing in the sand, you're making a thing, and you're like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right? Guess what I started doing? Started bringing back the play into the breath.
Yes.
So I'm standing there pouring a cup of coffee, and I'm totally engrossed in pouring this cup of coffee. I've got my big old pot, and I've got the cup on the counter, and I just take the pot and I'm like, and I'm pouring the coffee, and I'm feeling much more centered. My customers are having a giggle because they can hear me making funny
Yes.
noises,
Yeah.
right? But it's bringing me back down to center, which is where your calm is naturally, right here.
Yeah.
It did
Yeah.
take a little practice to get into it. One of the first things I learned was when you breathe, when you're having an anxiety attack, and I noticed this in myself and I couldn't figure out how to fix it, and then everything started to click. But when you're having an anxiety attack, you stop breathing. You literally stop breathing. And I know that sounds funny because you breathe normally every day, you breathe, and people don't even think about how they're breathing. But two things happen. You breathe really shallow, you breathe really quick, and in some cases you stop.
Yeah.
So with the one of the things I show you how to do is to slow down your breath while you're in the middle of a panic attack. And if you have somebody with you, this is something else I learned, and I tried it with one of our employees while he was having a panic attack. Um, if you have somebody with you, have them walk you through a little routine. And it sounds funny, but you start normally, you go, repeat after me, and they're like, just repeat after me. What? Just repeat after me. 1, 2, 3, and then switch 29, 62, 205. What that does is it stops the brain pattern, because anxiety is, once it hits, your body takes over. Your body has its own memory. So you've been used to having these panic attacks, and your body's going, oh, panic attack, I know what to do. Because it's like, tying your shoes, going to the store, getting in the car, driving. You don't think about how you drive anymore. Your body takes over, right?
Yep.
So it's the same thing with an anxiety attack. You've been through it so many times, your body takes over. I know what to do. And it tries to control everything. So if you have somebody with you and they do a number or an alphabet routine, they have them repeat after you, and then they throw you a curve, your brain stops and go, wait, what? Which makes your body stop because it breaks up the routine.
Right.
And that's part of the anxiety episode that we all go through. And so once you learn how to control your breath, the biggest thing I learned is to inhale for 2 and exhale for 4 or more.
Yes.
The
Yes.
longer exhale brings the calm back down into the center of your body. It plays with your vagus nerve, which basically controls your entire body. And there's a whole scientific thing in there that I can't remember at the moment, so I'm not going to get into it. But
Yes. Yes.
it's the shorter breath in and the longer breath out,
Yes.
and that's what brings the anxiety attack back under control.
Yeah.
And
I've learned to do that now too. But
it
it
does.
works.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the benefits that your clients get after you work with them. Like, do you do a class or?
I actually have a 6-week course that they can take, and their first week is learning to breathe through certain things and ground yourself. And it's as simple as sitting with your breath, and it literally takes 2 minutes. You sit with your breath, you breathe, and you focus on something brown or blue or green inside your home. The reason we choose those colors is because they're earth tones,
Yeah.
and it grounds you and it brings you back to center. So you do the shorter breath in and the longer breath out, and then you do that. And then the second week, we go through some meditation routines, and they don't have to be this hour sitting in the corner going, oh. There's a lot simpler ways to meditate. Somebody asked me, what's the wrong way to meditate? And quite frankly, there is no wrong way to meditate. The only bad meditation you have is the one you don't show up for.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of misnomers behind meditation. There's a lot of beliefs that you have to do this and that and the other thing. And if you want to get into it as a practice and you want to use it as a lifelong tool, absolutely, there's 100% way to do that. And you can be the yogi on the mountain by all means. But
Yeah.
if you need to get through your day-to-day events, there's a lot simpler ways to do it. And
Yeah.
then the third week is working the mindfulness into your day-to-day stuff. And all of this really takes, the meditation week takes the longest practice, but most of it can be done in 2 minutes or less, 3 times a day, and you're done. And then the next 3 weeks after that, we go through, finding what exactly works for you. We personalize it just for you. And in 6 weeks, you can have yourself back up and running. And within 6 months, you're going to find your anxiety attacks are almost non-existent.
Yeah, I think it's awesome to get a coach to help you through it, especially after the pandemic. I
Yeah.
mean, I would think your phone or email is it's so busy right now to help so many of people who are, struggling during this time. And so I'm so thankful to have people like you. You actually helped me before.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I know, before I even knew you were a breath coach, I remember I was like, oh, and I got to do this and I got to do that. And you was like, breathe. You said, breathe. I was like, so calm.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, it was. It just, yeah, you're so calm anyway. We just went on from there and just got it done. Got it done, you know.
That's so cool.
Something else I like too, that you're a dancer. Oh yeah, don't think I didn't see you dancing.
I dance in my chair.
No, you were standing up there. I might have to show a clip. I'll have to show you all the clip. She was getting it in one day. I think you had like James Brown on or something.
Go have some fun somewhere.
Oh, I had the Google box going and they had that one song on it. It was like,
You couldn't help it. I said, oh my gosh, she is feeling it. But you know what? I know it cheered up a lot of people that day because you was just getting it in. So with your permission, I'm going to have to show a little bit of that in this episode because I thought it was good. I love to dance, by the way.
Yeah,
I
I do.
Yes, I love to dance. It helps. And one of the things that I had put on my vision board was to be more mindful, to be more intentional. I try to notice every little thing since 2020, try to be more intentional and be more aware of my surroundings. I think it's very important to notice the steam coming from the cup.
Yeah, and it's just little things, and you can play it. That's where they like during the 6 weeks course. We meet once a week in person, like on on Zoom, and we have a conversation about what's going on in your life because it's not just about learning the gimmicks. It's also about what's going on in your life and how you're viewing those things.
Yeah.
One of the gifts I've always had is being able to just hear what you're saying without hearing the words that are coming out of your mouth. That's why some of my customers were absolutely thrilled. Like they'd come in and like blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
and they're talking about stuff, and I'm like, okay, but did you try this or this? And they're like, oh, I never thought of that before. And they're like, they come back, and then they come back the next week, and they're like, that was freaking awesome. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to mention something. I found out quite by accident, playing with your breath, and even when you're not exercising on a regular basis, actually increases your lung capacity.
Yes.
I found out because a few months ago we moved and I didn't have time to get out and do my walk because of all the crappy doodles that was going on around us. And I just like, at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't have the energy to go for a walk. I'm bloody exhausted. But I took the time throughout the day to center myself and do my breathing. But when I finally got back into doing my walking, I did my walk. I thought, I'm going to be exhausted by the time I get back. You know what? I wasn't. I didn't get winded and I wasn't exhausted. And I'm like, this is freaking awesome. Like, bonus. These are little things, right? It's the little things you learn along the way. It's absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, taking a walk. I like being around the water, but taking a walk is like one of the best things you can do. Man, I mean, there's so many things to notice outside, and I love, like you said, playfulness, because I think about the games that we did when we were children and we would go on trips and then you would, try to find certain things, outside as you're traveling.
Yeah.
And we'll go, oh, found it. You find something. And so, it's those little things that we need to remember as adults.
And they actually, that's called a walking meditation.
Oh, look at me. Oh,
Surprise.
sign up for my class, doc.
Right? It really is. Once you get out there and you unplug, like literally unplug, leave. I take my phone for security reasons because I'm in the middle of nowhere, but if you can walk away from your phone for a half an hour, keep it with you if you feel comfortable, like you need that security, absolutely, but turn off the volume and turn off the ringers and the dingers and all the fun stuff. But just walk. And when you're walking, pay attention to how your foot hits the ground. Is it grass? Is it gravel? Is it stone? Is it, and are there birds in the trees? Or how much traffic is going by? What color are the cars? That's called a walking meditation.
Okay. I've been doing that.
Yeah.
I just started though in 2020 doing it, that, being that deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. In 2020, I said, I put on my vision board, be more intentional, be in the moment. And so now I can tell you different things I've seen. I can tell you the color, just like I was noticing right away what we are wearing. I'm noticing that beautiful plant behind you, because what happens, you get on, you just start talking, then you're off and you're like, oh, it's over. I just want to sit here and enjoy you and watch. Look at that beautiful necklace. Where did you get that, by the way?
Oh my goodness, I don't know. I've had that for quite some time.
Oh, it looks like
It's got
from my native heritage.
It's
Yeah.
got a little dream catcher in the middle.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Your hair.
That's the other thing. Once you start, another side effect of breathing and playing with your breath is once you start playing with your breath and paying attention to your inner calm,
Yeah.
you care less about what people think about you.
I was just going to have you talk a little bit about reserving judgment, because that is so good. Talk a little bit about that, because first of all, just getting help and asking for help. A lot of people
huge.
are embarrassed about that. So yeah.
I was a prime candidate for not asking for help. Prior to my diagnosis, because I was running a restaurant.
Oh man.
But it was running the restaurant, but I was managing the staff, managing the customers, doing the menu, doing the books, creating all the things. The only thing I wasn't doing was the actual cooking, although when the staff didn't show up, I went in and helped the cook. So I was assistant cook for, certain things. And then when the dishwasher didn't show up, I was doing dishes. And at the end of the day, you sweep and you mop because, that's all that's left. It's got to get done. And I'm a clean freak, so it had to be done every bloody day. And people were like, well, yeah, but nobody's going to notice. You weren't that busy. I notice. That was part of my perfectionist syndrome that I had going on. And I couldn't, there was a part of me that just couldn't ask for help. So when I started with the diagnosis and having the other issues, I learned how to ask for help. And after a short time, I found out that, what, when you're asking for help, you're actually giving strength to the person that you're asking help to, and you're giving them value, and you're helping them expand their life.
Yes. You can't do it all.
No.
It's so good.
One of the things I taught in the summit, and it came up so many times, I did a summit at the end of our beginning of September. I think it was beginning of September. One of the key factors that came up is we're not meant to do this thing called life alone.
Come on.
Right?
Come on.
We're not meant to do this alone.
Nope.
And asking for help is not just it doesn't make you feel bad. Once you figure out you're actually helping somebody by asking them to help you, it changes the whole perspective of how you view things.
Yeah, we're meant to be in relationships, And I love what you said. Yeah, you empower others. I mean, every time I've done it, because I've been where you've been too, like, oh, I don't want to ask. But I'm finding out, oh my goodness, people are just sitting there waiting. They'll volunteer. They don't even want to get paid. And I was like, wow.
I found people coming out of the woodwork after a while. They were wanting to help, and I'm like, oh, cool, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it just, once you see the glow that comes out of these people when you're asking for help, and they're like, oh, you want my help? You want my help?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, what can I do? Right? And they get all excited.
And value their help. Don't expect them to do it perfect or exactly like you did, but it's a chance for you to relax and you'll be like, I'll be right back.
That's exactly it. Yeah, it is. And there's more strength in asking for help than there is in trying to do everything yourself.
Oh, come on, repeat that. Oh, I'm gonna tweet that one.
There's more strength in asking for help than trying to do everything yourself.
Yes. Hashtag tweetable moment.
Right? Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, we've been so brainwashed over time that it's these little epiphanies that come on as life progresses through, and you go through. I mean, generally it is some huge life event that makes you stop and ponder everything that's going on and everything that you've been taught as you've been growing up. We're so wired into doing every single day, the slowing down part to allow the other part of you to come out takes a couple of days. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yes.
And this is the other thing. We've been ingrained into this instant society. You Google something, you have the information you need. Well, you can't Google your inside. You've been stuffing it away for a long time. You gotta
Not yet anyway.
Right? Taking a walk lets this stuff come out. Laying in the grass is one of the best things you can do for yourself. Just lay in the grass, watch the clouds. Do you remember doing that when you were a kid?
Yes. Yes. And see, I do remember doing that. And it's funny, I was just telling my husband, so yesterday, I'm telling you, this is how I've been noticing every little thing. And so I was coming back home yesterday and I passed the truck. The guys were trimming the tree and there were like 4 guys. And when I passed, because they had the lights blinking and I didn't see anyone, guess where they were? They were laying in the grass. I kid you not, just staring up. And I said, they must be on their break or whatever. I was just telling my husband last night, I was like, all 4 of them, were just laying there. And I thought, I should have stopped. That probably would have been a good TikTok video.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because I thought it was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I could tell you what they were wearing and everything. They had on their yellow vests and their pants and their shoes and everything. But that's just how much in the moment that I'm trying to be. But I thought they're going to remember that, just the 4 of them. I don't know what they might have been talking about, but the fact that I've never seen that. All 4 laying down like that. Yes, and they were all laying the same way with their feet up. So I don't know. Maybe they went to one of your classes.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I thoroughly encourage that. Yes, absolutely. That's something we all need to do. And yeah, it is. It's, if we forget to play as adults.
All of this has to do with, it all starts with the breath because it's so much fun. So what was one of the lessons you learned from 2020?
Oh, breathe. It really was not reacting in the moment. That's actually one of the things I think I learned faster last year actually it's 2 years ago now. We was to not react. And that's part of the breath work too. Every time you get into a situation, you are reacting that situation because you had your first experience with it and you acted in a certain way, and then that situation comes up again and you're reacting, you're doing it again, and then you do it again, and then you do it again. And that's when your body gets ingrained into this habit of bringing up an anxiety attack, panic attack, shortness of breath, whatever the reaction is. So my biggest lesson was to learn to breathe and stop the reaction before it happens.
Oh, yeah.
And it's that simple pause where like, oh, oh, and the minute you catch yourself, now everybody feels it differently too, and whether you feel it in your stomach, in your chest, in your throat, however you catch your reaction, because when you get into that situation, whatever your trigger point is, you go, and then that trigger point, when you practice your breath play and you practice your mindfulness, that trigger point's going to go, and you're going to, oh, wait, no, that's my trigger. And you're going to, oh, wait, breathe. Oh, breathe out.
Yes.
And then breathe in, and then slow, breathe out longer. And all of a sudden the calm settles. And then you can work through whatever it is. It's like learning to tie your shoes. You didn't learn to do that in one get-go, right? You didn't learn to ride your bike in one try. So you have to practice it. But noticing that you're doing it is huge. That is your door opening to take it away and expand you and expand how you deal with things.
It's so important because, like you said, it's making us healthier, making our lungs healthier, making us happier.
That's what it does feel like. The pressure that starts in your chest is just like, and I remember that feeling well. And I'm like so happy that I haven't had that. And I mean, and it's not like I haven't had a few incidents between then and now that it could have been a trigger.
Right.
And certain phone numbers pop up on the phone. You're like, yeah, oh, no, I don't want to deal with that right now. Later. Right? It's like, I'm good. So yeah, it's I can't tell you the relief in me, in the brain part, that seeing those numbers, seeing that event happen, getting that thing in the mail and going, oh, well, I forgot about that. Cool. And then realizing that I'm not having a reaction. It's like, cool, bonus. Right?
Yes. Oh my God. To get to that, oh, it's very life-changing. Yeah, you can help people make that transformation. It's awesome. Do you certify people, or what do they need to do the work you're doing?
I don't certify people because I would imagine somewhere out there there's probably a certification you can get. I've not looked into it.
Hey, if failure wasn't an option for you, what would be a dream health goal that you would have? Would it be getting up and down off the ground playing with your grandkids? Would it be chasing your kiddos on a bicycle and keeping up with them? Would it be getting up and down the stairs without huffing and puffing? Would it be, I don't know, wearing shorts in the summertime or a bathing suit, feeling totally confident and energetic and strong in your body and your mind? Yes. Okay. I've seen that again and again and again with thousands of people the 8 years I've been a health coach. I've been a chiropractor for 34 years and I've never seen anything so effective as this. My husband and I did it 8 years ago and had phenomenal results. And this is not a diet. Don't diet. Diets don't work. I'll tell you what, most people gain the weight back and then some. And what's the point of that? That's just craziness. Try something different. Try something that works. Try something that's clinically proven. And it's easy, it's simple, there's no hunger, there's no extreme exercising. And for most people, it's cost neutral. And some people actually say they save money on the program. You get a free health coach with it, a vibrant community, an amazing transformational habits of health system that's determining how you can live a lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. So I invite you to join me on a health assessment. We can discover which of the programs could be a fit for you. And then you know what? You may reach your goals way faster than you think. And guess what else? You may just exceed them. I look forward to working with you.
So you're going to help everyone, one person at a time, be more playful. Exactly. And I'm going to be enjoying it. I love it. Thank you so much for talking with me today. It's been awesome talking to you. And so What would you like to leave everyone with before we wrap?
Take time for yourself. Every day, find 5 minutes just for you. And it's all you need. And even if you can only do it first thing in the morning, 5 minutes, just sit by yourself and just breathe and listen to what's going on around you and let the sounds go. Let the thoughts go as if they were clouds in the sky and just be. Don't do anything. It's 5 minutes for you. And I tell you, the one lady had real trouble with that. And so what I asked her to do was go into the bathroom, spray her favorite perfume, and turn on the water, make it sound like a waterfall, because you can adjust the tap, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just sit there, close your eyes, and pretend you're sitting by a stream.
Oh,
5 minutes. That's all you need. 5 minutes.
yeah. Because I do know some people have a hard time sitting still. So
Yep.
5 minutes is not long at all. Because I know some people are so into it, they can sit for like 30 minutes to an hour. But
I do
five
that when
minutes is awesome. And you'll be
yeah.
surprised because, especially the first part of the day,
Yeah.
when you first get up, you don't have to deal with anything. And I've been doing it, so I do meditation, I do prayer, and then, I do a devotion. And it is so helpful. So it takes me about 20 minutes to get through it. If you can set aside that time, I agree with you. And I
But
think your surroundings, I love, like you got the plant in the back. And see, I have a waterfall also in my office because I love that sound.
yeah.
I love the sound. I could close my eyes and just listen to that sound. It's so, you know what? You got me all relaxed.
Yeah. Two biggest things you can do for yourself: relax, find 5 minutes for yourself, and play. Find a reason to play.
Oh, yeah. So I wish you all the best with your clients.
Oh, thank you. It's so much fun talking to you.
Yes, I enjoy our conversation because you make me, I'm laughing even after I stop talking to you. I'm like cracking up because you have a way with work that, like today, everybody's seeing you so calm. Okay. She can get a little antsy and she's funny too. I've helped you through a few things, but you helped me the most, but you are funny when you do get a little uptight.
I get a little vehement, yeah.
Yeah. It's just funny though, but you find that center. You don't stay there long.
No.
You don't stay there.
Oh, well, and that's the other side of the coin. I got to throw this out there just for the hell of it. We were given emotions for a reason. This actually came up in a coaching call earlier today. You're given emotions for a reason. Stop stuffing them in a box. Let them go. When you let them go, they pass. When you hang on to them, they don't pass and you feel like crap.
Yep.
And that's the thing.
That's so good.
And if you can't vent in your house, hop in the car, go for a drive, scream your lungs out, go back home, and you'll feel better.
Yep.
If you need to cry, cry.
Nothing like a good cry.
There's a whole chemical reaction that goes on in your body that I'm not going to get into.
Yeah.
But there's a whole chemical reaction that goes on in your body, and you need to cry. Stuffing it away doesn't help your body, doesn't help your mind.
Yeah.
So
we know it releases a lot of stuff. There's two emotions that I really believe in: is a good cry. Oh my God, I feel so good after a good cry. And guess what else? Good belly laughter. I mean, when you're crying because you're laughing so hard.
Right.
It's like a releasing, man. Those two emotions, oh my goodness, nothing like it.
Exactly.
And it's not hurting anyone. It's not being mad. It's okay to be mad and angry too, but those two, that good cry and that good belly laughter, man, I'm good after that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The biggest is finding that center calm that is always within us that we stuff away so much. And once you find that, everything else just flows like water.
Yes. Well, I'd say you're doing a great work, doing the breath work and having breath coaches is so important. It's important. And I thank you. Thank you for helping us.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much for talking to me today. How can we get in touch with you?
I am on Facebook under my name. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter once in a while. And I'm just starting a YouTube channel called My Take On, which gives my little quirky sense of humor in there. I tend to twist things a little bit. I don't often see things the way people see things, and I tend to say so.
All right. Well, thank you so much for talking with me today. I enjoyed you. And you guys can check out Joann Moore.
Thank you.
All right, let's spend a little time talking about vision boards. What is a vision board? Why you need one and how to create one. Okay, so what is a vision board? So how many of you have done a vision board before? So a vision board, it can be many things, but one thing it isn't a collection of items to be willed into being. So a vision board is a venue for the images and words and ideas that you are drawn to. It lets you collect all those images that catch your eye or stir an emotional response, and then it keeps them visible and at the front of your mind. And so a vision board makes use of the law of attraction. And the concept here, and it's a quote that I like, it says, what the mind can conceive, it can achieve. So your vision board, it can help you conceive and it helps you visualize that which you'd like to achieve. And so the key here is visualization. So visualization is not wishful thinking. So wishful thinking, it won't get you where you want to be because you need to put energy and emotion in your desire. And so when you visualize, you are living the moment in your mind. Visualization increases your chances of making success a reality. Therefore, a vision board, it's a tool to help you focus on what you want. And creating the vision board itself is a step towards clarity. So, for example, I might say, I want a better life. Fine, that's an okay goal. So, what have you given serious thought to? What does that mean? Try to envision what your better life looks like. So, for those of us who find that somewhat difficult, a vision board can be a great help. And so, in order to create my vision board, I must actively seek images that represent specific details of this whole new life. And that means narrowing it down to specifics. For some, a better life might mean having a new car or, maybe a new home. Others might be seeking a new relationship or improvements in their existing relationship. And so we all have relationships that we may want to work on. Probably you have heard it said that most of us never get what we want because we don't know what we want. And so there's a quote that I like to say, how can the Lord guide a person if he has not made up in his mind which way he wants to go? So making a vision board is just a wonderful way to bring clarity to that general desire and turn it into an achievable goal. So why do you need a vision board? So a vision board can help you get unstuck. It can help you focus. It can also help you stop questioning yourself and get started. And so it can also help you narrow down ideas and it can help you prioritize your tasks. And so visualization is one of the most popular and effective mind workouts that you can do. And so when you see something that inspires you on a daily basis, you stay on track, right? And even when you face setbacks, that vision board will still be there and it's ready to motivate you all over again. And so you want to take some time to think about what your goals are and why you want to achieve them and how you feel when you do. And so you want to consider each of these areas when you are creating your vision board. And so when I create my vision board, my why and my goals are framed around the 5 F's. And they are faith, family, finances, fitness, and fun. So how do you create a vision board? So you want to look for images, you want to look for words and ideas that you're drawn to that represent a specific life goal. And you want to think about how do they make you feel? You don't want the image to just look nice. It needs to make you feel something too. And it should appeal to you and affirm your intentions. So don't think about it too long, too hard. Don't question your choices. Just collect anything that catches your eye or your imagination. So here are a few of my vision boards that I have created over the years. So here's one of my vision boards that I did in 2017. And I really like this vision board because I wanted to start my YouTube channel. And I put it on my vision board here. I put these two ladies down here talking and having fun because that's what I envisioned for my YouTube channel. I wanted to do episodes every month and I wanted to bring on guests and talk about how to be fierce female entrepreneurs. And that's what I did. It took me a year to plan it out and I finally did it in 2020. And also on this vision board at the time, I still am, I'm a worship leader. And I don't know, I just saw women on the worship team. So it was really a blessing. We were trying to grow our worship team at the church. And so I was really happy to be on the worship team. Also, I love to decorate and I love to paint. Here, I put this little picture here on decorating. And as you can see behind me, I ended up decorating my communications room. I didn't know it was going to turn out this well. But I wanted my communications room to look really nice. And so, yeah, it all came together. And so that was one of my goals. Another thing, I love positive affirmation. So I put shine is a state of mind. I got, you got this. And then you'll see these ladies up here at the top. It says mindset to grow personally and professionally. And over the last 5 years, that's what Equipping You have done. We have grown professionally and personally. We have developed relationships with a lot of professional women over the last 5 years. And I am just so blessed and so grateful. I always put my purpose on my vision board. As you can see, I put my purpose statement. I am created and called to express my faith through love, especially by equipping and encouraging and bringing hope to the hearts of women through ministry and service. And I've just been blessed to do just that. I found this word in the magazine, transform and excellence. And that's one of the things. Our business is equipping you for excellence. All right, let's go to the next vision board. I did this vision board in 2019, Dream Bigger. And we had a Dream Bigger vision board party. It was really awesome. And I put on here in the center, bold moves with this butterfly, because that's what I wanted to soar. I wanted to soar higher and step out on faith and make some bold moves. So I put this SUV on here because I was like, okay, I'm going to need better transportation, Lord, so that I can make bold moves. I put on here fresh start, love. And then if you look over here, you'll see a picture. Now, this is a picture of me in the 80s. I used to teach aerobic classes in the 80s. So I've always, worked out and always tried to eat healthy and just take care of my body. But I was thinking, hey, you know what? I can build up muscle. I'm getting older now. And I was like, you know what? I would really want to get back to working out every day. Since I stopped teaching those classes, I don't work out, that much in one day. So I put this on here, and it is so cool. Look at this. I don't know if you can see this, but I had on my little leotard and my tights. And so it was just a way to remind me, you need to work out every day. And then I also have strong, my word for the year. I have ready, set, decorate, because I'm always trying to do makeovers. And this year I did some decluttering. I decluttered my office. And so I wanted to get that accomplished in 2019. Live big. I wanted to do more events. And as you can see here, we did a vision board party, and we also did another event. We did the You Are Equipped for More event and wrote a little skit. And it was really nice because that's what I had been wanting to do. Just kind of make bold moves, step out, and ask some ladies to be in our skit. And it came out really good. So that was 2019. And then in 2020, we had an awesome party, vision board party in 2020. And it was our 2020 vision. And everybody know what happened in 2020. We did the vision board party in January. And then soon after that, a couple of months after that, we had the pandemic. But my word for the year was thrive. And the funny thing on this vision board, I had put this clock. I found this clock, and I put above the clock, don't let a lost hour turn into a lost week. I did not know we were going to go through the pandemic, but during the pandemic is when I was able to just sit and reflect, because we couldn't go anywhere. And most of us were at home. And I was able to create a lot of paintings. God downloaded paintings in me and workbooks in me. And I was able to work on launching my program. So it was a time for me to even get closer to my daughter. You'll see in the middle, I have a picture of myself and my daughter. We developed a friendship. I mean, we've always been close, but it just seemed like in 2020, we got even closer. And so I had put this on my vision board before the pandemic, and I put a well-balanced life. I put some healthy food on my vision board, and I hadn't, even though I had put the SUV on my 2019 board, I still hadn't purchased it. So I went ahead and put a picture on this board because I needed to get a new car, so I can continue making those bold moves, And then I saw these glasses in this book, and it says right above, a successful writer. And in 2020, that's what I did. I put pen to paper, and I was just writing, and developing a lot of tools and resources. And if you'll go to becomingfiercefemaleentrepreneurs.com, you'll see some tools and resources on the page. And then right below the picture of my daughter and I put, don't just survive, thrive. And even though we were going through a pandemic, I had put thrive on here. And it put love yourself. discover better self-care. So 2020 was a year of self-care, reflection, getting close to family. And one of the things I always say, tomorrow is not promised. And if you're still here, we get another chance to do it again. And so in 2021, I put, this is your year to sparkle. In 2021, we did a vision board party and it was entitled Your Rebuilding Year. The world started opening up a little bit in 2021. This is the vision that God gave me for 2021. And it was your body deserve the best. And so if you see here, I have some fruit and some nuts on here. And the biggest thing for that year was I had reset, because it was our rebuilding year. I had reset, energize, reconnect, and rebuild. And then when you sparkle, you inspire, and be more mindful. So in 2021, I wanted to be more mindful. It was a time to really reflect and to just be in the moment. Even now, I try to look around in my environment. I look around when I'm driving in the car. I had never really done this before. I kind of felt like I was on autopilot. But in 2021, I was meditating more. I was breathing. I was paying attention to the little things. I was reconnecting and just trying to remember, I'd take a ride to just go get some gas. And I was just like looking at the trees, looking at the flowers, just looking at my surroundings and just being grateful, talking to my friends and my family and just being thankful. I took some time to paint. And what I wanted to do was monetize my paintings. And so I took some time to grow my tools and resources and rebuild my website. So now we're in 2022 and I'm getting ready to work on my 2022 vision board. I already have listed my goals for the year in 2022. And one of my goals was to launch my program. And so I've already completed one of my goals for 2022, and I've launched my Power Up program. And so I'm really excited about the Power Up program, and I will be adding all of my goals onto this vision board and all my cutouts for this, for 2022. If you're getting ready to work on your vision board for 2022, one of the things I would like to suggest is that you get along with God and listen for his directions. Okay. And then after you spend some time seeking God, you want to write down in detail what he reveals to you. And then you want to write your vision. Make it clear and simple. Okay. So a lot of us, we start things, but we don't finish them. So let's try to make this year the year of finishing. So once you've completed your vision board, what happens next? What do? Don't forget to put your vision board somewhere where you will see it every day to remind you, inspire you, and keep you focused on your goals. Now, however, sometimes when you see something every day, you start seeing it every day. After a while, you kind of stop seeing it, right? So I recommend that every once in a while, you just stop. You sit down and you look at it deeply, you review it, and then you allow yourself to feel it and get excited by it again. And that's one of the things I do. I always do with my vision board. A good time to do this is right before you go to sleep. And that it allows your mind to ponder and absorb it overnight. So another thing that you can do when you're doing your vision board, You can invite family over and friends over, and you can have a vision board party at your home. If you don't feel safe with inviting people over, do it on Zoom. Get your girlfriends together on Zoom and just make it a fun time of bonding and enjoy and complete those vision boards. All right. So that's some information that I wanted to give you on vision boards. So feel free to share with us here on our YouTube channel. Leave a comment, let us know if you did your vision board, if you've completed it. Also in our Facebook group, Female Entrepreneurs in the Making, leave us a picture. Let us see your vision board. We would love to see it. This concludes episode 28. I hope you enjoyed my special guests, and I hope you enjoyed my conversation on vision boards. And I hope that you are getting that vision board completed and getting it posted on your wall. I just want to say thank you to all of our subscribers. And if you know someone that would benefit from our show, please invite them to be a subscriber on our channel. All right. Well, have a blessed day. Have a blessed rest of the week, and we will see you back here on another episode of Living, Becoming Fierce Female Entrepreneurs. Bye-bye.